This video is presented by the EA Creator Network. I have received some of the Sims 4 packs for free. Thank you to the EA Creator Network. Hello everyone, JSimLady here. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. As you can see, this is the new refreshed Spencer Kim Lewis base game house. I love it. I didn't hate the original. The original was not terrible. It just needed a little sprucing up, given that we've gotten so much in the base game over the years since that original was built, and it could have used some color refreshing as well, like the color palette of the build. But this one is great too. In fact, I hate to say it, but this one is better. Okay, the other one wasn't terrible, but yes, this one is better. It is good. I just wanted to add my own personal touches to it, but also packs to it, because this is strictly a base game build, and I think that it could be so much more and so much more homey and lived in with pack furniture added to it as well. So that's what you see me doing here, just rearranging some stuff. There is some limitations in what you can do when you just have base game. So I didn't have those limitations when I could use all the packs. So I was able to take away certain things that were unnecessary and add other things that change the dynamic of a room, I guess. For instance, if a room didn't really have any ceiling lights, because they're going for a very specific vibe here, I could add a ceiling light because I had lights from other packs I could add that fit really well with that vibe. Does that make sense? I hope so. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm very tired. I do not sleep much anymore. Like 5 hours is pretty much my max lately. So I'm very tired, and we've had a very busy week already. It's Wednesday, and this week is not even half over for us yet. We have so much more we gotta do yet. So I am a little overwhelmed and a little exhausted right now, but that confused me, and I couldn't figure out how to do it at first because I've literally never seen anyone else do it. If you have platforms and stuff next to each other like that, and you're trying to put coverings on the front edges of the platforms, apparently you have to hit like shift or something to only get it to cover one wall instead of going all the way around that square area like it was doing. So there's a little tip for you if you need to know that. I don't honestly think I changed the downstairs that much, other than adding some clutter and changing out a little bit of the furniture here and there to add pack furniture in, like I mentioned before, just to spruce things up a little bit. The big changes that I made, like the really big noticeable changes that I made, are all upstairs on the second and third floor. So right now we're just kind of adding some decorative pieces in, changing a few things out that I thought didn't really fit with this home. Like, would they really have a cork board in their kitchen? They'd probably put that somewhere like an office upstairs or something, which I didn't think to do in the office that I built upstairs until just now seeing that. But I don't personally feel like this family and like the style of their house and everything, they would have a family cork board in their open concept kitchen that's right next to the living room and everything. The other thing was, I considered adding a dining room, and then I decided against it because I wasn't really sure how or where I would add that dining room. And I still, at this point in my sprucing it up a little bit, I don't really want to call it a renovation, even though it kind of is. But in my process of sprucing it up, I hadn't yet decided to add the office upstairs and turn one of the giant, enormous bathrooms into a bedroom. And in fact, for a little while there, I thought this was maybe the master bedroom. And so I'm like, I see why they didn't add a dining room here. And I see why their only dining option is sitting at the counter. And I don't want to change that because I don't know how I would change that to add a dining room and keep this nice big bedroom here and have the nice big open living room. Like, there doesn't appear to be a really good way to add a dining room. Looking back, and when I got further into the renovation, and especially when I renovated upstairs and realized that that was probably the master bedroom on the second floor, then I was like, do I go back and change it now, or do I just leave it? I ended up leaving it because I thought, it's fine. They can eat at the bar. It's a modern house, or whatever you call it, the island thing. It's a modern house. I can see how some houses would have that, where they don't really have a formal spot for a dining table, or even really any designated spot for a dining table, and they just kind of eat at the open concept kitchen island thingy. So I ended up leaving it. I put some cozier, comfier chairs out here and the city living, like little fire pit coffee table type thing, so that they could all sit around that coffee table, even in the colder weather, because despite everybody's complaints about what's it called again? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot. The new Life and Death world, looking kind of summery, but stuck in like early autumn, and so there's no real changing of the seasons, and there's no snow or anything, despite it being a world or a town or whatever based on, I think, Romania? Was it Romania? Now I can't remember. I'm too tired. Anyways, Willow Creek, for those who don't know, is based on New Orleans, which is in Louisiana, which is in the southern United States. It's like the quote-unquote deep south. It's very warm there. It's fairly close to being subtropical, much like Florida is. Florida is considered a quote-unquote subtropical area, so it's not tropical. And lately they've been anything but tropical, because they even got like, I don't know, 2 to 4 inches of snow in some parts of Florida, which is really weird. But anyways, it's pretty close to the same climate-ish as Florida, but a little bit more north, but not that much. The point is, it's more temperate than what the game would have you believe. They don't get snow in New Orleans, like ever. Like ever. Like ever. So, it's a little bit weird that Willow Creek gets snow, if you ask me. I'm not complaining. I understand why it happened and why they did it. We didn't have a lot of worlds at the time, and the seasons pack didn't come with a world. And if I'm not mistaken, there were only the base game worlds available at the time. I'm trying to remember. No, wait, maybe Get Together was already out, and so we also had Windenburg. But that was like one world that would have gotten snow. And obviously Oasis Springs is a desert. Although Believe it or not, it actually does snow in the desert here in the US. Even as far south as Arizona, it snows in the desert here in the US. It doesn't stick for very long. It'll like snow at night, and then by mid-morning it'll be all melted. But it does snow here in the desert in the US, which is something I didn't know until I was like well into my 20s, maybe even in my early 30s, before I knew that that was actually a thing. So don't feel bad if you're not from the US and you didn't know that, because I didn't know that until much, much later in my life. But yeah, it actually snows. So it's weird that Oasis Springs doesn't get any snow ever. But Willow Creek gets lots of snow, tons of it all the time. And it sticks around, which it shouldn't ever at all. And yeah. I mean, there are, with the Sims 4 seasons limitation. Why am I talking about this? I don't even remember. With the limitations of seasons, though, I can see why they did what they did. And I got so into my rant about seasons and why Willow Creek has snow, and people are sitting here complaining about the Life and Death world not having snow, when not a single person has complained about Willow Creek having snow ever. I just got so caught up in my rant about that I completely forgot what the point of that was. I don't even know now. I'm too tired to care, so let's just move on. I gotta get this finished. I have a doctor's appointment in a half hour, so I gotta get this finished. I need to go to what are they called? A podiatrist, like a foot doctor. Because of my rare disease, I have a lot of foot and ankle issues, and because of the sensory part of my neuropathy, I tend to be very, very extremely hard on my feet, and I cause them a lot of damage and stuff. And so I'm supposed to be seeing a foot doctor regularly, but I don't. And that's not okay. And I'm not like recommending people ignore their health, especially with their feet. But I developed a lump on the top of my foot, and I'm fairly certain it's just a cyst because of the way that my shoes rub on my feet. I'm almost positive it's just a cyst, but I feel like since I haven't gone to the doctor in 2 years like I was supposed to be doing, I should probably go and get it checked out. And when I went down to just our regular, like, everyday doctor, that person was like, yeah, when's the last time you went and saw the foot doctor? And I'm like, it's been a while. And she's like, yeah, you're going back to the foot doctor. You need to get these things checked out. So I have to go there in a half hour. And so I need to get this finished. So I can't sit here and try to figure out why I was ranting about seasons and people complaining about some worlds having weather and other worlds not having weather, or having weather they're not supposed to have, or whatever. I don't even know anymore. Anyways, back to the actual renovation. As you saw there, this was probably the first major part of renovating. I added a family bathroom because there wasn't a single bathroom in this whole place that had a bathtub in it, and yet there's a child living here. So I added a family bathroom, and I figured this area was the best if the Spencer Kim Lewis's ever move out. There is the downstairs bedroom, which can be turned into a master bedroom, and then this could be turned into a teen room. The teen would still have their own private bathroom, but then any kids that were upstairs or in the other room across the hall could use that bathtub bathroom. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It probably doesn't, but The reasoning was again hadn't got to the third floor yet, so I hadn't decided to switch that all around yet. And my thinking was the younger kids are gonna be mostly probably closer to the master bedroom. So whether the master bedroom or primary bedroom, excuse me, is on the second floor or the first floor, the younger kids, the littler ones, are gonna be on that second floor, probably not moved all the way to the third floor. So wouldn't it be better to have the bathtub on the second floor? I don't know. Maybe my brain is just not functioning clear enough right now to make sense. But that's what my thought process was at the time. So yeah, I took this massively huge bathroom and I turned it into a bedroom. And then I just kind of rearranged the other bathroom but left it. I wish I wouldn't have rearranged it actually. Now that I'm looking at that bathroom, I wish I would have left it the way it was and just added a door. Or no, I think I had to move the sink. So I wish I would have just moved just the sink and left it. Maybe that is what I did. I don't remember now. I really don't remember. I guess we'll find out together, won't we? But this is Grandma and Grandpa's bedrooms. And at first I thought Grandma and Grandpa were married and they were one of the two adults' parents. I was wrong. Grandpa, and I forget his name, but he is mom's father, and Grandma is Dad's mother in this little family setup. So it makes sense that they would need separate bedrooms. So I kept those bedrooms separate. I thought about giving them a little like kitchen sort of space up here. It feels weird to have the elderly parents all the way up on the third floor and not have like a small kitchen space in case they're, not feeling up to walking down 2 flights of stairs to, on an everyday basis or whatever. Maybe someday we'll get elevators and then we can add an elevator onto this lot. That might be nice, but I ended up not doing it because they needed their 2 separate rooms. They're not a couple, for one thing. And for another thing, we needed an office space so we could have library books and that kind of stuff. And like family stuff. Although I didn't add much family stuff in there. You're certainly welcome to go back in and add more family stuff. That's the other thing. Do you want me to put this version on the gallery? It's just a sprucing up of the refresh. So do you want me to put it on the gallery? Or should I just save it and have it as part of the whole save file when the save file is done? But anyways, I ended up opting for just drink trays in their rooms instead of like full-on kitchen up on the third floor. I might change my mind about that again in the future and come back in and spruce it up again maybe before I'm done. But as it stands now, I like it this way better than putting any kind of mini kitchen upstairs because I do love having that hobby space up there for painting and music learning and stuff like that. And I just couldn't figure out a logical way to add a kitchen in there and still have all the other spaces that I wanted as well. And it's The Sims, so I think it's probably fine. Like, they can't fall down the steps. That's literally impossible in this game. They cannot fall down the steps. Not even the clumsy Sims can fall down the steps. There is no falling down the steps in The Sims ever at all, as far as I've ever known. So I think it's okay in this case, right? I'm pretty sure it probably is. I still feel bad though, making them be all the way up on the third floor. It still seems weird to me, but that's the way this house is set up, so we're going with it. But yeah, not much else to say. I left the grandpa's room kind of in the style that his room was originally in, but I changed the grandma's room to be in a more classic grandma style. What was there before, I don't know. It just didn't seem to fit with this family. Maybe I don't know this family very well, but it really didn't seem to fit that well with this family. So I made the grandma's room a little bit more classic grandma style. Funny little side story. My daughter says that everything that I pick out, I've been looking for a new desk mat because I got the IKEA Alex desk. I had no idea that the comfy gamer kit was coming out, and I've been seeing desks made out of the Alex drawers for years, and I follow this blog called Young House Love, and they had like an art table for their kids made out of two Alex drawers and a countertop. I don't have the room in my recording office space for the countertop, the length of the countertop, but the Alex desk setup actually comes with its own top. And so I ended up getting that. I panicked for a second there. I forgot to watch the time and I panicked for a second there. So for a split second there, I forgot why I was telling this story. But anyways, it's white and it's very papery feeling, and I don't like the feel of it. I have sensory neuropathy, so I generally can't feel things anyways. But I can feel this, and it feels like paper, and it feels really weird and uncomfortable to have a desk made out of paper. And so I need a new desk mat to put over it, and I couldn't find anything, and I spent days searching, and I everything I would pick out, my daughter is like, why do you pick out stuff that is either for a little kid or an old lady? And I'm like, because that's who I am, child. I am both an old lady and a little kid in the same body, okay? So, I don't know. Decorating a grandma's room just reminded me of that story. I don't know. I'm weird, okay? But that's who and how I am. I'm a little girl and an old lady all at the same time. So, yeah. I have nothing else to say. I've already talked about all this. I built a library office space, cozy spot for reading books, and then a little space out on the patio for entertaining clients or whatever if somebody needs to do that in the family. And that is pretty much all there is. I just rearranged a couple of other things outside. I think just the trash can and the mailbox. I actually just moved them a little bit because I didn't like the trash can being on the back patio like that. So I just moved that to the front side of the lot, and that was about it. And here in just a second we can do a quick walkthrough. I had so many problems with the walkthrough, but I'll tell you about that in a second. Let's get into it. And we are entering through the front door here. You get a little look at that side porch before we go in, but mostly it's just the front door and then a bunch of graphic glitching. I'm so sorry. I tried 3 different times, but it still glitched when I was doing this walkthrough. It's a beautiful house. The doors are glitched now. But aside from those little glitches, it's a beautiful house. It's well put together. I love the 2-floor living room thing there. It would probably feel really cold in real life, but other than that, it looks cool. We got the little front porch thing here, patio, whatever, with a nice, I think it's because it's so cold here right now that all I could think is warm things up. So I've got the fire pit. I can only think about how that living room would be so cold in real life. it was negative, like, I don't know, 10 degrees or something like that yesterday night. 17 degrees. I don't know. It's cold here right now. We've got the big downstairs, a guest bedroom. Off of the guest bedroom, you do see a little bit of yard with some planter boxes, but we'll get to that later. We've got the guest bathroom here. It's looking kind of cute. I personally like it. I tried to mix some elements of traditional in here and there, like the guest room there that you just saw, the grandparents' rooms upstairs, but mostly I kept it modern, except this little greenhouse. I don't know what this fits into. It's just cute. I decided, though, that they probably wouldn't be vegetable growers, and instead they would be flower growers, so... yeah, I didn't know what else to do. I did put a flower arranging station out there, though. And then I just added some fountains to the pool and some nice, sleek floating things. I changed what was looking like kind of uncomfortable furniture in the sitting area here to more comfortable lounging furniture, again with lots of heaters. Now we go back around in through the kitchen. The only dining spot to sit at is right here. I put all the walls up so we could see the ceilings, but that is exactly what's causing the graphic glitching, so I'm sorry. But then we go up here and it gets worse because I have less control over the mouse once I get up here. It goes really fast and you can really see the graphics glitching. But we have the little girl's room. I cannot remember her name right offhand. I don't know that I love the purpley pink light in here. I tried to coordinate with that as much as I could, but I still don't think I like the purpley pink light in there. I might go change that, actually. Then we have the parents' primary bedroom. It has a built-in closet plus 2 wardrobes and its own small but private bathroom here, which is hard to see because of the graphics glitching. But they do have their own little private bathroom, and then there is the bathroom right next door, which is the more family-oriented bathroom, I guess, and there's those graphics glitches again, which are really annoying. But this one is definitely more family-oriented with some more family stuff in it, but more specifically a bathtub for the younger Sims to use. Then over here, overlooking the kitchen and living room, we just have a cozy little seating area. It's got a drink tray to serve drinks to friends. You can overlook the rest of the house, or at least the downstairs anyways. And then we go up to the 3rd floor, which I had some real issues with this part, so I ended up having to take away the ceiling. So now it looks like there's no ceiling, but I assure you there is a ceiling there. I added that other bedroom and took away the excess bathroom. We have the library/office there. So that's kind of nice to have now up on the 3rd floor. It does have that little balcony, I guess, with a drink tray there. I envision maybe one of them inviting clients over or friends or whatever, and they just sit out on the patio balcony thing and have some drinks. Then we've got the bathroom. I regret moving it around in that way, and I wish I would have put a little more thought into that, but we have Grandpa's bedroom here. He's got his own little tea tray because I envision him more of a tea drinker. Then we have Grandma's bedroom here, and she's more of a fancy drink kind of gal, and so I put the fancier drink tray there for her. And then we just have the art and music room. Nothing special here and nothing tremendously changed. I just changed out some artwork and some decorative pieces to go with newer packs and not just solely be base game. And then here's that view from the balcony and the balcony itself again. And yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.